Holbox is full of colors, happiness and a tranquilo vibe. This is the place to go if you want to relax, have a good time and go out and meet new people. A lot of young people come to the island, however Holbox is also the place to explore what nature around the island has to offer. For example, you can see bioluminescence, which is plankton in the water that lights up in movement. Flamingos standing near the beaches, and if you come to Holbox between late May to September, you can swim with whale sharks as they come to the area to feed and mate. I had 3 nights in Holbox and I had a really good time. Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel Maria's Travel Tips. In this video I'll tell you how to get to this paradise, what you can do, where to eat and some other good travel tips about Holbox. First, it is a little bit funny the way the name Holbox is spelled because you would normally pronounce it Holbox, but the Mexican pronounce it Holbox. Holbox is an island in the north of the Yucatan state. To go there you have to get to the city, Tequila, and then take a ferry from Tequila to the island. Now, you may come from different areas in Yucatan, but I will assume that you'll come directly from the airport in Cancun. So I'll tell you how to get to the island from that place. Since my flight was arriving late, I actually chose to spend 1 night in Cancun, and that turned out to be a really good idea because my plane was even 2 hours delayed, so I would have missed any booked ticket to Tequila. You can go to Tequila directly if you buy a ticket to a small minibus for 8 to 10 people, but that is also an expensive solution. I would suggest that you go with the ADO bus. But since there's no bus directly to Tequila, you have to make a stop in Cancun and take a new bus from there. And there's different ways to get a ticket. You can go to ADO's website, or you can download the app, or you can just wait until you get to the airport because there is an ADO store and it's just after you get your luggage. So it is also easy to buy a ticket after you have arrived. You can of course also go to Holbox by renting your own car or many other ways, and there is also some other bus companies that go there. When you get off the bus, some taxi bike drivers will ask to drive you to the ferry. That is of course totally up to you if you want to do that, but it is only around 500 meters to get to the ferry, so it will take you less than 5 minutes to walk there yourself. There are 2 ferry companies and the price is the same, so I would just recommend to take the first one. It costs 150 pesos, that is $8, and it goes every 30 minutes. Each ferry has an upper deck, and if you're lucky you might see dolphins on the way. I did. When you arrive at Holbox, it will be possible to get a taxi, and that might be a good idea if your hostel or hotel is far away because the roads are quite bumpy and gravel, so it might be money well spent. However, I don't know about the price level because my hostel was really close, so I just walked. Speaking about going somewhere, I recommend that you download the free app Maps.me because the app works offline, so you'll easily know where you are according to your hostel or hotel. And on the app you can also find reviews on restaurants as well. And since we are talking about food, there's so much good food at Holbox. For example, you can get really good food at the colorful restaurant La Isla de Colibri Holbox. I really like the place because of the colorful settings. The fresh juice is also a reason why you should visit the place. Even though it's not the cheapest place to eat, the food was really good. Another thing to eat in Holbox is the ceviche. Ceviche is a seafood dish that is so good and tasty. The winner of the place to eat in Holbox is the restaurant El Taco Keto. Now you can see this place is quite full, so many people agree with me that the food is really good. It also has a really good rating on the app Maps.me. What I love about El Taco Keto is that the food is cheap and quickly served. You can order all kinds of Mexican food from the menu, and I had some of my best tacos and burritos during my whole stay in Mexico. As some of the other restaurants at Holbox, El Taco Keto is closed at lunchtime, so you have to eat there at night. The last food tip here is to try a maquisita, which is not only served at Holbox, but Holbox could be one of the places where to try this dessert. It is like a crepe, a pancake, but formed differently, and then there is Nutella and cheese on it. It might sound weird, and it is, but since it is so cheap, you should give it a go and see what you think of this combination. If you have come to Holbox to have a beer too, you should also know that the place to be partying begins just outside the hot corner, where a lot of people meet to go out at night. There are several bars around the area, so it is quite easy to find a place to have a good time. I visited Holbox at the start of August and the sunset was mesmerizing every night. But there's so much more you can do in this island and after sunset, like the bioluminescence, which is small microorganism that lights up by movement. Unfortunately, it is not possible to film it because of the light from the camera, but this is the lake where the magic happens and you can buy a tour to get there, but I think a better and less expensive solution is to book a taxi driver. It costs 200 pesos per person, which is around $10, and I think it's a fair price, because the taxi driver will have to drive you to Punta Cocos at the end of the island, which is around 10 minutes from the city center. Then he will show you the lake and afterwards drive you back to the city. You can ask the Gulf taxi drivers on the street or ask at the reception at your hostel to get a tour. The best time to see the bioluminescence is when there's no moon. I have been told that it is best in the whale season, but there are tours all year around. Punta Cocos is also a place worth visiting in daytime. Like I said before, it is at the end of the island, so it's a good way to go there by bike. We paid 100 pesos for a bike at our hostel, but you can also rent golf cars in the city. What I like about the place is that there's also flamingos and they're quite close. There are also hammocks and they are free, and you can either buy beer or drinks at the bar or bring your own to enjoy the beautiful sunset. One of the reasons why I wanted to go to Mexico in the first place was to swim with a whale shark. This animal is just one of the most beautiful creatures in my opinion. Now, if you're interested in knowing more about swimming with a whale shark, I have made a separate video that you can click on at the end of this video. Here I will give you my best tips and good advice about how to get the best price and good tips about how to get the full experience of the tour. I did see a whale shark and it was amazing and one of the best travel experiences that I treasured the most. But just to let you know, even though it's called a whale shark tour, swimming with the whale shark is only part of it. You also get to snorkel and see a lot of fish, visit a beautiful area with lots of different kinds of birds and eat ceviche, to just mention a few of the things on the tour. The tour takes around 6 to 7 hours, so it's definitely worth it. This is the end of my video. After Holbox, I went to Rio Lagartos, which is 5 hours from Holbox. Here I saw the famous pink lake, Las Coloradas, and amazing wildlife like flamingos and crocodiles. If you want to know more about why I think you should also go to Rio Lagartos, you can click here and you can see my other video about the whale shark tour. Thank you for watching, and if you have any question, leave a comment below and I'll get back to you. Feel also free to subscribe or like this video. Have a good day. Bye.